Don't jump." Those words cut through the night air like a desperate prayer, pulling her back from the edge of the rooftop. A girl, no more than 20, stood trembling in the glow of the city lights, her hands cradling her swollen belly as tears streaked her pale face. For a moment, the wind carried silence, then she turned, and the voice that had saved her belonged to a man she least expected, a CEO who himself had been on the brink of collapse. "Friends, before I take you deeper into this story, let me ask you something. If life ever pushed you to the edge, would you want someone to notice? Would you want someone to pull you back? If your answer is yes, then I promise, this story will touch your heart. Stay with me till the end, and if it moves you even a little, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel, because stories like these remind us what humanity really means. The man's name was Amir Khan, a 38-year-old CEO of a once-thriving construction company. On the outside, he had everything: suits, cars, an office at the top of a glass tower. But inside, he was crumbling. Investors had backed out. His company was drowning in debt. Employees whispered that he was finished. Worst of all, his wife had left 2 years ago, tired of his endless battles with failure, taking their young son with her. He hadn't seen his boy in over a year. Every night, Amir stared out from the rooftop of his office, wondering if all his struggles had been for nothing. That evening, when he climbed the stairs to the rooftop, it wasn't to stop someone. It was because he, too, had been considering ending everything. But when he saw her, a young, fragile girl about to give up on not just her own life but also the life of the child inside her, something inside him jolted awake. "Don't jump," he whispered again, softer this time, walking slowly toward her. His voice cracked, not with authority, but with the sincerity of someone who knew what it felt like to stand on the edge. The girl's name was Sana. She looked at him with hollow eyes, her lips trembling. "Why should I stay? I have nothing. My family threw me out. The man who promised to marry me disappeared when he found out I was pregnant. I have nowhere to go. No money. No one. If I bring this baby into the world, it will starve." Her words shattered him. Because in her hopelessness, he saw his own. Different battles, but the same emptiness. Amir took off his coat and placed it gently around her trembling shoulders. "You don't know me, but I know exactly what you're feeling. Every night, I come up here thinking of giving up too. But tonight, I think God put me here to see you." His eyes filled with tears he didn't try to hide. "Maybe the reason you're still here is because your story isn't finished. Maybe the reason I'm still here is because I was meant to help you." For the first time that night, Sana's knees gave way, and she sank onto the cold rooftop floor, sobbing. Amir knelt beside her. He didn't have money to throw around anymore, he didn't even know how he'd save his company, but at that moment, he knew he had to save her. That night, instead of going home to his empty penthouse, Amir took Sana to a small apartment he kept on the side. He made her warm tea, gave her food, and assured her she could rest there safely. She didn't trust him completely, but something in his broken honesty told her he wasn't just another man making false promises. Days turned into weeks. Amir continued to fight for his company by day, and at night, he checked on Sana, made sure she had doctor's appointments, bought baby clothes from second-hand shops. Slowly, the girl who once stood on the edge of death began to smile again. And the man who once thought he had nothing to live for started to find meaning, not in money, not in success, but in caring for someone else's survival. When Sana gave birth to a baby boy, Amir was the one holding her hand in the hospital. Tears ran down his face as he heard the baby's first cry. He realized in that moment that even though he had lost his own son to distance, God had returned fatherhood to him in another form. Sana, overwhelmed with gratitude, looked at him and whispered, "You saved me that night. You saved us both." But the story didn't end there. Amir's company, though battered, wasn't finished. Investors who once left noticed how he had changed, his speeches weren't about profits anymore, but about resilience, loyalty, and building something that lasts beyond numbers. They saw his fire return. Slowly, business revived. Employees who had been ready to quit found new energy under his leadership. And Sana, once broken, stood beside him as his assistant, organizing charity programs for single mothers. She had turned her pain into purpose. Months later, when Amir was reunited with his own son, he introduced Sana's baby as his little brother in spirit. That rooftop moment had created a family bound not by blood, but by compassion. So, if you've stayed with me until now, remember this: sometimes life drags us to the darkest edges, not to push us down, but to show us how much light we can carry for someone else. Amir and Sana's story is proof that when you save someone, you might just end up saving yourself too. Friends, if this story touched your heart, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Because the world needs more stories that remind us of kindness, resilience, and the power of second chances. And maybe, just maybe, your click will help this story reach someone standing on their own rooftop tonight.